or in this case, Ms. Flanagan has a child support order of $388 a month, past due amount of $21,910. Last time we came to court, hold on one second for me, please. Last time we came to court, I did know that dad is already in another court, so I don't parallel two courts. The Superior Court is a higher court than this court is, and so I generally allow the Superior Court to handle any matters regarding issuing warrants or contempts. And in this case, it appears that there was a court hearing in Clayton County on July 27th, where dad was given an order to pay a certain amount. Ms. Carson, can you update us on that order, please?
All I see in here, Your Honor, is that he has another court date on 8/23, which then there's nothing about that.
Can you just share what you shared earlier, that there was an accountability court?
Yeah, it says in the record, it says, due to your recent dismissal from our parent accountability program, they were offering him an opportunity to settle his upcoming court hearing by paying $3,300 against the contempt action.
Okay. Mr. Giles, if you could, both of you, unmute just for a moment, raise your right hands. Do you swear from any testimony you're about to give the court shall be the truth, so say I do?
I do.
Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Mr. Giles, can you tell me what happened when you went to that court proceeding? You're muted. Unmute for me.
Hello?
Yes, okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. They told me that the court was rescheduled to October, and they was going to, because they haven't wasn't able to mail me out the proper information for me to get to the hearing in time.
Okay, so you have not been notified that they're going to give you an opportunity to pay a purge amount, so you're not held in contempt? You haven't had that hearing yet?
No, they told me to it was going to be in October.
Okay, so let's see what you're doing here. Looking at your payments with us, it looks like you paid $40 in May, $50 in August, about $70. You may be paying a little bit more in August. So let's see, you have 2 additional children. Accountability here. Hold on one second. Let's see, Robert. Okay, so in this case, the accountability court is going to be the one where the Superior Court judge decides to hold you in contempt. And I'm going to have to wait until that court decides what to do. But yes, tell me what would you like to share. Tell me what's happening, because it looks like you're really struggling with your payments.
Oh yeah. See, the problem is that by law, I'm ordered to report to child support. So the fact that child support and child abandonment warrant court don't talk, y'all want to know what's going on with me. I could lost my home in this whole process. So all of this is documentation that I brought in the child support. That's why I got into that program, because through the whole process of the program, like the whole first 7 months, I was homeless. But even during that time, I was still trying to sit in whatever I had. I'm still just not trying to get up on my feet, but I'm still sending in something. Yeah, it might not be everything that she wants, but it's not criminal. It's not a criminal act.
Hold on, Mr. Giles, hold on. So the system is, yes, we do try to have information provided to us, and we share that you're going to a civil court, which if you're saying you were homeless, you had no way to really support your children, then that is for a Superior Court judge to decide, because they have to determine if you can and have the ability to pay and refuse to. So since you have a hearing in October, you need to keep paying what you're paying, something every month. And because there's a higher court already handling your case, I'm going to turn this case over to Superior Court, because it doesn't make any sense to have 2 courts and I'm the lower court. So Ms. Flanagan, you need to stay in touch with Clayton County, see what's going on, go to their court system. If you think he has more money and he's hiding it or anything like that, you have to deal with that in that Superior Court, because our court is a magistrate court and the Superior Court is already handling your case with a contempt. So you're going to have to go ahead and make sure you know when that hearing date is, participate in the hearing, and that judge will decide how to move forward with your case.
Okay, because they don't send me anything. I don't know anything about Superior Court. I haven't gotten anything from them.
Okay, so can you tell her, Ms. Carson, how she can obtain information on the hearings?
Should be able to have access to her case online.
It doesn't show anything on there. It doesn't have any pending appointments. Even when I look at actions on my case, it shows nothing in the past 60 days.
I do see information on there. The last thing, though, that was written that you might be able to see. Let's see, wait a minute.
And is this Clayton County?
It is.
Okay. Ms. Flanagan, can you log on your, or you're using your phone now?
No, I got another phone that I can use.
Okay.
And when I pull up his case and I go to scheduled appointments, it shows nothing.
Yeah, I don't see any court hearing. They haven't
And
entered.
when I pull up past, it shows nothing as well. And even when I go to case activity,
Oh, I see. Okay, I
oh
see.
wait, case activity is
10-4.
coming up for today. But the only thing I have is for today, I updated my information.
Okay, on 10-4, it looks like there's a court hearing.
So do I contact child support to find out about that hearing?
Right.
So she just contacts the caseworker?
Yeah, what this says is if payment is not paid by 8/24, legal action will continue. PAC removal, court continuance date to 10-4. He was scheduled for a settlement date yesterday.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason why I'm supposed to be removed is because I've been in the program too long. So that's why they was trying to get me to come to the court, and yeah, they were going to remove me, but they were going to try to work something out with me to see what we can do, and if it was something else that I could get involved in, because it's just they letting me out because I've been in the program too long. But it went like they understand it went so fast because half the time of the program I actually lost my home in the same process when I was signing up for the program. So I had to bring in the documents showing that my leasing agency just gave me a 60-day out the blue in March. The same time in March when I was joint signing up for the program, they gave me a 60-day notice that I had to move. So
Mr. Giles, are you working right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you under child support for all 3 of your children?
Ma'am, I have a total of 8 kids. I have 6 on child support, and I have 3 that's not on child support.
Okay, hold on. Miss Flanagan, where does your child fit into these 8 children?
I have 3 of them.
You have 3 for him.
Yes.
And so, but the total now is 10. I have a total of 10, but child support gave me 2 kids by default. So that what gave me the total. That gave me 10.
Yeah, this is going to have to be handled in Superior Court. I mean, I don't know how to manage a father that has 10 kids. You have to be able, I mean, sir, it's really not fair. I'm not judging you, but you have 10 children, then you need to work 10 jobs or 5 jobs to support all those children, but moms are providing for them. And I can't, I don't know how I can do a criminal.
Ma'am,
I
I'm really like the only, and the thing that really hurt my heart is like Miss Flanagan, out of all of my kids' mom, Miss Flanagan is doing better than all of us. And she the only one that constantly takes me to this is like a
okay. No. Stop. Remember I said I don't want to get into any issues.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that this is a pattern. This is for the 60th time almost that I done been in abandonment court.
Okay, well, you need to keep trying to pay. I don't know that there's anything I could do with a father that has 10 kids and requiring to support his kids, ma'am. I don't, as a judge, I don't know how anybody can enforce that. So I'm going to let the Superior Court handle your case. I think they have better discretion to determine if he could even be accountable for 10 kids. But either I was asking Ms. Flanagan, where are your 3 in his 10?
What do you mean by that?
Did he have like some before your children, then your children?
He had 2 before my children.
Okay, and then you guys were together and you had 3.
No, we didn't even know those was my kids until that person was about 8 years old.
Okay, hold on. I'm muting both of you. I'm not getting into this. Okay, so you guys, nope, stop. I'm not getting into this. Ms. Flanagan, you're muted. So hold on. You're muted. So stop talking, please. All right. So you guys this is not a criminal matter. I can't arrest a father with 10 kids. I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to go ahead and hold them in contempt and let the court, what they're going to do, Mr. Giles, if they find that you have the ability to pay, and then they're going to put you in jail until you come up with $3,000. So that's what's going to happen. So this case is dismissed, Ms. Flanagan. I don't think it's prime for a criminal basis, but it is for you to be handled. So look for the court date. And is it Clayton County, Ms. Carson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So Clayton County, see if you can find some information of when that court date is. Even if you call the Clayton County Child Support Office, and they'll get you the details and make sure you attend that court proceeding, Ms. Flanagan, okay? And Mr. Giles, one of the biggest issues that mothers have is it's not really about as much. That's why I wanted to show this video this morning, but I can't upload it. It's not as much about the support as it is being in your children's lives and being active. Now, if you're not active, then yep, she's upset and she's going to keep having the right to file after you. But I don't want to hear it. I'm just telling you, you can step up and be a father if that's what's happening, because that's what most moms are upset about. She had 3 kids with you. Probably helped you get yourself together. Maybe not. I don't know, but that's what this is about, I'm sure. So you guys have a good day. You're muted. I'm not listening to you guys. Just co-parent, be there for your kids. If she doesn't let you, then follow legitimate. You guys have a good day. This case is dismissed. You're excused. Everything will be handled by Clayton County Superior Court. You guys have a good day. Okay. All right. So Mr. Guzman, since we were here in June, I had asked you to start paying the $166 a week. You said you had a second job and then you were going to start paying. So then you did make a payment in August. And you had to pay another on the 22nd, but you missed all of July. I mean, this is the whole thing. This case needs to be done with, and then you didn't pay any payments in July. Unmute. What's going on? You know how this has been going on forever, and I've been trying to give you the opportunity to get on track. Unmute yourself, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice I was on mute. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. July was a rough month. My company was actually placed on suspension from the facility that I'm working. I'm actually at the facility right now, picking up one of my patients going to dialysis. But my company got placed on suspension from the facility, a 30-day suspension, because my AC went out. I had a patient in the van. Well, I didn't even know my AC went out. I started blowing hot air. I had a patient in my van, dropped them off. They went back and told the director that my AC wasn't working. He had a conference with me. I sat down in the office and he told me, he was like, hey, man, we got to get your AC working, or else you won't be able to pick up patients and whatnot. He was like, go get it checked out, go get a diagnostic. Let me know what they say or whatnot. Went to get the diagnostic. They told me my compressor was out and I had to replace the radiator, which was about a $2,500 job. So when I came back in the office to tell the director about what it was, he asked me what was the timetable that you think you'd be able to get it fixed. And I had to be honest with him. And I told him I didn't know. I didn't know how long it was going to be. And they placed me on a 30-day probation period, saying, well, we got to get another 30-day carrier in here until you're able to get the van fixed or whatnot, which I did. I had to borrow the money to get the van fixed or whatnot, but it put me in a hole. Like,
but why, when those things happen and you know that you're under a child support order, it's easy to just call the court and let send in documentation proving that your AC went out, you're a sole, but you said you had a second. But wait a minute, wait.
Yes.
You said that you had a second job so that you didn't have to continue with these struggles.
Yes, which is Amazon, which is a part-time job, which I was still working that job as well during that time, but it's a part-time job. I'm only get 20 hours a week from there. You know what I mean? 20 hours a week and $15 an hour that's not much at all. That's not even enough to make a good child support, a decent child support payment. And another thing about it, Judge Jason, is I've been trying to make child support payments and the app has been, something been going on with the app. Like a couple of weeks ago, I had to reset my password and my login every single day. I've been having to do it every single day. And even when I go to make payments, I made a recording of this on my phone, so you wouldn't think that I was making something up. I had to record. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. I had to make a recording of me trying to make a payment, and the payment wouldn't go through because there's a glitch with the phone number when you enter the phone number. Like there's 3 steps to the payment. When I get to the last page, I enter all my information, the billing address, my name, my email address.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Guzman. So tell me, what career field were you in when you first got a child support order of $636 a month?
I was in logistics. I was a dispatcher for Cowan Logistics at the time. I had left Coyote. Me and Jocelyn were working together at Coyote. Me and Jocelyn had an incident. Me and her had an incident. I got fired from Coyote. I got another job at Cowan Systems. When I got the job at Cowan Systems, that's when the child support order was in place. I was working. They was taking money out of my check. So I didn't personally have to worry about taking money out and giving. They were just taking it out automatically. So
okay.
I didn't have to worry about that.
So what happened after? So you were making pretty good money. It was coming out. And what happened after that second job?
Well, COVID happened. COVID happened 2020. COVID hit, and the office closed down, and I was out of work, and it was nothing that I could do, and that's how it got backed up to where it did to this point.
Okay, so you said you were working with a logistics company, and they just shut down the whole business?
Yes, they shut down the whole office. I was working on Camp Creek, 3800 Camp Creek Parkway, right across from Camp Creek Marketplace, Cowan Logistics. They shut down.
And so
still not open. The office is still open.
Have you tried to go back to those businesses now, or have they not reopened?
It's not open. It's still not open. I talked to my old boss a couple of weeks ago, and he's the only person. They shut down the Atlanta office, but since he was the manager of the office, they let him work remotely from home, and they let him take over the accounts that everybody had inside the office. So there's not even, if I go back, I will be starting from ground zero with nothing.
Well, one of the things the reason I'm asking is I'm not sure that right now it looks like you're trying to start your own business, so you have an income, you're working a second job. I don't think you're intentionally refusing to pay. I think you're just trying to overcome those circumstances. You have a very high child support order. Let me look. I don't know. How many children do you guys have? 2?
We have 2 together, yes.
Okay, so you were working on it as a team, and then you guys got into something and everything went downhill. I just don't sense that you're just one of the fathers that I've dealt with over 18 years that just doesn't care and doesn't want to pay. I sense that you're really trying. Hold on. I sense that you're really trying. I don't think you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I think that you really are trying to do the best, but you're not going to be able to be an entrepreneur. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time. It looks like you're a one-man business trying to transport people back and forth, take care of yourself and your kids. You may need to go petition child support for a reduction because it doesn't look like you can afford to pay $636 anymore. If you're working a logistics job and you're not doing it and you're trying to use one van to transport people back and forth or an ambulance, it's commendable. It may pick up one day, but it's not. So I don't know that I can continue this case. I think it needs to be handled in a contempt proceeding in Superior Court. I'm not going to issue a criminal warrant against your arrest. I'm going to ask you to continue to pay what you're paying as much as you can. You paid $166. You keep trying to do $166 a week. That's all I can ask for. At least you're trying. You're not consistent. You were consistent and then you got inconsistent because life happens. But these aren't issues for me to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm not letting you off the hook. I hope that because you guys were in a relationship that you're at least co-parenting your children. And Ms. Shorter, I think this case is better suited for you guys to file a contempt in Superior Court, handle it in Superior Court so they can determine if he truly does. And I think you should consider Mr. Guzman filing a reduction in your child support because I just don't think you have the financial ability to pay the child support. You're trying. Maybe you can. You guys can work it out together. She can say, you know what, I'll take a reduced amount so you can get on your feet and you can legitimate your kids and have a relationship with your children. But, whatever happened years ago can still be cured by the two of you for the betterment of your relationship and your children. But, you know, that's not up to me. And I don't know what happened and I don't need to know what happened. But I know this isn't, I don't find that it's a criminal basis to issue a warrant. So Ms. Shorter, she said that you've asked them to enforce the case. It was just an administrative case. And so I'm not issuing a criminal warrant on this case. I'm going to, Mr. Guzman, you have to continue to pay weekly every week of what you're paying. I don't find this is a criminal basis. I've had this case open for over 6 months. Let me double check on that. And I'm going to turn this over to the higher courts, which is superior courts. Let me see when I first had this case open. Yeah, it's been open almost a year. It's been open since October of last year. So I don't find this.
Can I speak?
You can, just a minute. Yeah, please don't unmute yourself. I'll hear it for me in just a minute. But I do think that this is above a criminal warrant. I think it needs to be handled with what your new income is, if you have the ability to pay, what kind of job you have, and let the higher court judge decide whether they should hold you in contempt. Mr. Guzman, what the judge will do if they find you in contempt, they will say you have to pay a certain amount of money. If you fail to pay that money, then they're going to take you into custody in a certain time. Like they'll say you have to pay $5,000 in 6 months, and if you fail to pay it, then what they'll do is take you into custody until your family or somebody comes up with the money. So that's what her options are going to be. I'm just letting you know up front. So keep paying what you're paying because it's not going to look good when you come to court. But you should also, you can't afford to hire an attorney, but you can go to child support yourself and see if you can get a reduction so you can get out of that hole. Because right now you're just digging yourself out of a hole, and it's just a different. And you're at work. Try not to lose your last client. So if you go ahead, Miss Shorter, and then I'm going to let you go, Mr. Guzman. It looks like you have to take care of your customer. Go ahead, Miss Shorter.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you follow contempt of this action, but go ahead, please.
Yes, I just wanted to say, Judge, I understand life happens, but my hot water was just recently off, which affects our sons. I'm always at work in court, regardless of the fact, doing the best that I can. I understand stuff happens, but it happens with me as well, and I'm still held accountable every single day.
I know.
No slack, no help. I have reached out to Mr. Guzman via email, via phone call. I don't get no response. I don't get nothing back. I have the emails and I can send them. Because I've been reaching out. I get no acknowledgement. He missed the youngest boy's birthday last month. My other one is on Tuesday. I've been reaching out. I've been trying. So again, I've done everything that I need to do. I reached out to child support because again, a whole month goes by. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
A whole month goes by, and I find it very alarming and funny that every time it's time for virtual court, that's when I receive a payment.
Yeah.
So I understand life happens, but it happens with me every day as well, and I'm doing my very best.
Well, you know, I wish whatever happened between the two of you, because that's
not in your court. It has to go somewhere else.
No, it's not important, but I wish that it could, because I think that if after being a judge for 18 years, I'm telling that if there's a point where you guys could agree that it was a horrible situation, but focus, because anyway, I'm not going to address that issue. You're saying no, so that's not there. So what I'll do until the contempt is filed, I'll keep our case.
I'll file that today.
Well, you can't file it. It has to go through child support.
Well, that's fine. I'll file. I'll find out what I need to do.
Okay, I'll go ahead and keep it open for my purposes, so we at least keep receiving those weekly payments, okay? And then just to kind of, because I can't issue a warrant if there's no payments for 4 weeks straight. Okay, it's got to be a full.
And there wasn't though.
Well, okay, well, I'm just
saying it wasn't. That's all.
Okay, well, I didn't find a basis to issue a criminal warrant. So, Mr. Guzman, I'm going to reset the case. I'm going to keep it open until I know that she's filed a contempt. So we'll reset it, and I'm going to order you to continue to pay the $166 a month. I don't know. She's indicating like, well, you have anyway. You may have the ability to pay, and you're not. I'm not going to address this if you have somebody in your car with you, but I'll reset the case. I'll go ahead and let you be heard. You know, I could just hear the tension, unfortunately, in the relationship, and it doesn't help that you're not paying consistently. And she says she's struggling financially while she's working. So it's just it's a contempt action where the judge could hold him in contempt and take him into custody, and that's what needs to happen in this case. Go ahead, Mr. Guzman.
First of all, Judge Jason, I'm glad that you gave me the opportunity to speak. I appreciate that. But there has been no communication. There's been no phone calls, no emails. She has 2 numbers for me. She has my correct email. I can show you all in my inbox. There has been no communication. I would love to have communication. I would love for us to be able to work it out. My son's birthday is coming up August 29th. I want to do something for him so bad, but I know it's not going to happen. She's not going to reach out to me. She didn't reach out to me on Father's Day like she said she did.
Okay,
so
okay. Yeah, Ms. Shorter, you're already saying he can't be with his son, and all that doesn't make me as a judge. This is not good for your children. So both of you are accountable for the decisions for your children. It doesn't matter how mad you are at each other. Your children need both of you in their lives. And that's what the law states. And that's what every child would want for their mom and dad to be able to allow them to be together. But whatever, October 27th, we'll reset the case to see the status of the case. October 27th, please continue to make your payments. You guys are both excused from court. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, it's a sad day when parents can't look at the best interest of their children, but everybody has their own situations that I can't control. All right, so this is a child support order. Ms. Brown was filed against Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, you're under a child support order to pay $1,159 per month in basic child support. No support in that amount has been paid for the past. You have paid some minimal amounts in 148, 123, 198 over the past 3 months. but you're not paying what you were supposed to pay. So evidently at one point you made a lot of money and appears you're not making as much money right now. So let me hear what's going on with you. I'll ask you to unmute because I did mute you first. And if you could raise your right hand. Mr. Harris, do you swear all the testimony you're about to give the court is the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what's going on? You were paying $11.59. You were ordered to pay $11.59. You have $23,000 past due. Mom is receiving payments. It looks like you're paying about $200 or $150 a month. Of course, that's nowhere within the compliance for the child support order. So when the order was issued, you must have had an excellent job. So what's going on here?
So about 2 years ago, at the height of the pandemic, I lost my job, and I submitted the separation notice to the child support in Cobb County in an effort to have the amount remodified to reflect, I wasn't no longer making that kind of money.
Yeah, that's good money you were making.
Yeah, I was. So and they used to guard my check every 2 weeks or whatnot. So they were getting the money then. But once I lost the job, there was no way I could make up for that. Even now, I would never be able to find a job like that because she filed something and they took my license and they suspended my license. So I can't get a driving job right now because of the suspension that was on my license. So
wow, yeah, I understand. So right now, where are you living? Why are you in a bathroom?
I was trying to have this here and I'm here to take a shower. I'm homeless.
You're homeless? Oh goodness. Wow. You're not living with family or anything?
No, out of my car.
So you were a truck driver, you lost that job and things have gone downhill since then?
For the last like a year and a half. I've tried getting similar jobs, but once they found out about the suspension.
Yeah, no, you can't get a job. All right, so we need to get your driver's license reinstated. And this is gonna be a long journey. The way we're going to do that, ma'am, do you know that he's homeless? Hold on, Mr. Harris.
That's not true. He's making more money than he made on that job. And I have proof that he's purchased several cars within the last couple of years. He's bought a tow truck. He's bought RVs. He's been on several vacations. None of that is true. He works for himself. He is self-employed. And that is not true what he's saying. He is not homeless. He is self-employed. He has his own company, Expedio Towing. He has contracts with insurance agencies and he repos cars for them. So what he's saying is false.
Wow.
That's not true.
When is the last time that you had updated information to confirm? That's like two completely different stories.
And I did not file to suspend his license. His license was suspended for failure to pay. And he quit that job because they were taking money out of his check. They didn't let him go. And so I assure you, his company, the Expedio Towing, he has contracts with Avis rental car company.
So how do you know? Oh, Ms. Brown, let me swear you in. Do you swear,
Okay.
you swear all the testimony you're about to give me is the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you know all that information?
Because I've had to call him and have him, and he's called me to pick him up sometimes and he's dropped off cars or had me take him somewhere. And it's been recently, like within this year, like maybe a few months ago.
Okay, how many children? You guys have one child?
Correct.
1,100 okay, wow. Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what he's making, but you guys gonna have to get in a higher court because he's saying he makes nothing and you're saying, no, he's lying. There's no way for me to tell. But what I can do, sir, is we'll get you, if you're, okay, hold on one second. So listen, I don't have a crystal ball, but Mr. Harris, if you're sitting there being dishonest with me and she's saying you have contracts and you're like, no, I don't. I do understand you could be impacted if your license is suspended. It's suspended because you haven't paid.
It is not suspended, not from us.
Oh, it's not suspended through.
No, on 5/30 of this year, they lifted the suspension.
Okay, so do you have a technical suspension? Because child support has not suspended your license.
Yeah, so that suspension shows up on any job I apply for. And I think it stays on that 7 years.
No, unless it was suspended through.
No, I'm saying that the being part of my record.
Well, I mean, just because it's on your record doesn't, look, I've been doing this a long time. The child support suspension doesn't stay consistently. Hold on one second. Let me check something. Hold on. Give me one moment, please. So your license is not suspended for child support. So unless it's administratively suspended from another agency, I am going to have to hold you accountable and get you to step up. So if you go back and you go to driver services, and the driver services can make a determination whether or not your license is suspended. If it's not, then that doesn't stop you from getting jobs.
No, that's not what I'm saying. When you apply for the job that I used to have, if your license has, one of the first questions they ask you, has your license been suspended? Once they realize your license has been suspended, it don't have to be suspended at the moment.
Okay, well, wait, Mr. Harris, let's talk about the present. Ms. Brown says that you have a towing company and you're being able to be successful with your towing company. So
That's a lie. I don't own a tow truck. You can easily check with the state of the DMV, the check. That's easily verifiable.
you sure you don't want me to? You sure you don't want me to check that? If I Google it and I find out that there is a tow company in your name, then that means you're being dishonest with the court.
Yeah, that'll be dishonest. You can check.
Okay, ma'am. Ms. Brown? What's the name of the towing company that you're saying he has?
He works for it's called Expedio Towing. He may not have renewed his business license, but I am more than positive, and that he has contracts with.
All that's easily verified.
He has contracts with rental car agencies, Avis. It's out in East Point and other companies where he go and he repos cars for rental car dealerships. Okay. He works for himself.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, so what he's saying, let me just I think what you're saying is truthful, Ms. Brown. I believe that you do have a business, Mr. Harris. However, I think that your license was suspended and it was just reinstated. So it was reinstated in May, so it's time to move forward, get your business, get your contracts. Let's get back on track of paying child support. I do think that you need to go back to child support and negotiate a reduction. It's not their job is to look at the best interest of the child. That's a lot of money if he can't prove that he's making, I don't know, what would be 1,100, like making 6 figures a year almost, because that's a lot of child support. So he must have been making really good money. I don't know. It's up to you, sir, to prove that. But I am going to hold you accountable. Your license is reinstated. It seems like you do have a business. I just looked at it. I agree with what she's saying. Now, perhaps it may be true that you thought your license was suspended. So what I'm going to do is just hold you accountable like I do everybody else. I cannot reduce your child support, okay? Sir, I can't reduce it, but I do believe you have the ability to pay child support. Now, you're saying that you're homeless and that you have nowhere that you're living out of your car. You were saying how do you support yourself? Go ahead and unmute for me.
I do handyman work and I do odd jobs around. So mostly I do car wash at a friend car wash. And sometimes what she's talking about, I do help certain people, like you ever heard of the service called Drive Around? Will come to me, have you drive a car from A to point B. And it ain't even an official job. I don't even pay tax. It ain't even nothing official. And she knows that. That's why I had her to come pick me up here and there.
All right.
So I don't have a problem with paying child support. I'm not able to pay the amount that.
Oh, okay, hold on a second. Okay, well then what can you pay on a weekly basis? If knowing that your license is reinstated, I'm going to give you some time. I can't reduce your child support order, but I do need you to start paying something consistently to get on track so I don't have to get a warrant. I'm also going to require you to join the fatherhood program. That's going to, I think you can work. So I'm not even going to send you the fatherhood program. You have enough side hustle to get yourself.
I say $400 a month. I can afford $400 a month.
We'll start there. I'm not reducing it. That means you have to pay $100 a week for me to avoid issuing a warrant for your arrest.
Okay.
I'm not reducing your child support order. I'm starting to get you on track. Start paying again $100 a week. You understand that?
So let me ask you, so what I need to do to get this thing reduced?
You have to go to child support.
So I went out on the app, I put in for modification like 12 times.
You have to go in person and speak to a child support agent.
Yeah, I did. I went to Clark County and they said they denied it. They said I need to wait. The first time they said I need to wait 3 years. Then I waited 3 years. It's been 3 years now. And they still tell me I need to wait.
She's looking up to see.
It looks like it was just 3 years. So he's probably eligible. Looking to see if there's any reference in here about. Looks like he made a request for fatherhood, completed fatherhood beginning of the year. As reported, NCP owns his own towing business, case pending contempt action. Looking to see if there's any indication of a modification action. Here we go. Dante Harris has requested a phone call appointment, reason, review, and modification. And that's it. That was on 8/8. So nothing's happened since then.
All right. So you should be prime. You should be able to go back and apply for a reduction now.
So
whenever
do I come to the courthouse? Your courthouse?
Hold on, please. Let me speak. You'll have to go back to the child support services in the county, which I guess you said is Cobb County. You can sit down with the child support agent, explain your circumstances to them. They may ask you for an offer of proof, and then they'll say, okay, well, we can negotiate a reduction. They'll contact mom, see if she'll agree. If she doesn't agree, then you guys are going to have to go to a different court. This is a criminal court for me to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm not issuing a warrant. I'm putting my notes here. Give me 1 second. What I'm going to put docket notes here is, let's see, that claims to be homeless, but has side jobs as, hold on 1 second. All right, let me say that. All right, so this is the first time that you've appeared before me, sir. So I'm putting in notes that you're going to start paying at least $100 per week just to get built back up over time. I'm going to try to get that increase once you get back on your feet. Now that you have your own company or you can get back on your feet, I also am going to ask you because they'll be able to confirm the information to join the fatherhood program. I don't know if you can. I think they're still doing it virtual. But we'll see. We'll
Looks
see
like
that.
he completed it.
Oh, he's already completed it. Okay, so he's been in the fatherhood program. All I can do, there's going to be a contempt filed against you, and they're probably, if so, that I'm going to turn the case over to them. But because it's my first time appearing, I don't really know what's going on. I don't have any way of proving he's being untruthful and that he does have money in business. I don't know that. Most people don't go sit in the bathroom, and I mean, there are tricksters. I don't know. Maybe he really is homeless and doesn't have. Unless Ms. Brown can prove that he has a home and she knows where he lives, then. If he's claiming he's homeless, then I'm just going to have to say, $100 a week. If he can pay that, at least it's something until we move the case along. So, sir, you'll have to pay the $100 a week per month, 100 per week, not month, something towards a week as much as you can, just so I could avoid issuing a warrant for your arrest, and then we'll reset the case in about 2 months to see what's going on. Yes, Ms. Brown, go ahead, please.
I have some documentation here where he purchased a car September the 29th, 2022. He purchased a brand new vehicle, and that's one of many. I took
Okay, and how are you getting this
because I took a picture of it. I was in the car with him and I took a picture of this paperwork of a car he purchased.
in
So
his name?
Oh, it's definitely in his name. I have the paperwork right here. He purchased it on the 29th of September 2022. His payments are $600. He put $2,700 down, and that's one car that he bought. This is a 2022 vehicle, and it's in his name.
What type of vehicle is it?
This is a Chevrolet Equinox.
What is that, a truck?
Yes,
And
an
is that
SUV, Chevy Equinox. It's a 2022. It's a new car, and he also purchased a minivan as well.
What?
That's what I'm saying. You're saying you don't have money, but you were able to purchase vehicles and that you're homeless. That's not true. I have the paperwork. If you have an email, I can send it over.
Yeah, you can send it over to my clerk. He'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. All right, Mr. Harris, she's proving her case today. You can unmute.
So the car she referenced came from a Capital One loan. I can show you that.
Yeah, but if you could pay a
Capital One
$600, but if you could pay a
Capital One
$600, hold on. Why are you buying a new car and paying $600 a month and you're saying you're homeless and can pay child support?
That's the only car that they gave me the loan. Capital One gave me the loan. I took it to the dealership. That's what I mean. I don't want to pay $600, but that's what, based on my credit, that's what I could get. I mean, I didn't have the cash to pay for a cash car, so I went with that.
All right. Okay.
My intention was to.
All right. Well, one of you.
She know I'm homeless. That's crazy.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start at 100 a week. Let's get that started, and I'll increase it as we go through, and you get back on your feet because you're not suspended. This has to go through a higher court that can get discovery, require all his paperwork. Ms. Brown, this is a criminal court. I either issue a warrant or I don't. So you're going to have to take this to a higher court to hold him in contempt since you have so much information. A superior court can do what's called discovery, make him give all this information and determine whether or not he should be held in contempt. But this isn't the proper jurisdiction. So I recommend you contact child support to start a contempt proceeding. But sir, we're going to start you with $100 a week. If you're BSing me, then you got off on me today, but it doesn't mean you're not going to have to start paying more. But you have to start paying $100 a week. If you're using the vehicle to do your tow company, that makes sense. But she's saying you have two vehicles. So I don't know. You guys know how to get along with each other. She knows your business. You know her business. I mean, she knows your business. So that means you guys have a relationship and you guys can't work this out, then it's going to be up to the court. So I don't understand it. If people get to get along together, why can't you agree of why don't you just tell her, look, I'll pay $150 a week. I'll start doing that. Once I get used to that, I'll
try that.
Okay. Well,
full amount.
Okay, well, Ms. Brown, I don't know that he has the full amount, but I can't do that. You have to take that to Superior Court. All right, we'll start with 100 a week starting in September. We'll see the case. I'm going to give you 2 months. We'll see you in October to update, and that will be October 27th will be the review date. You need to start paying. I'm going to direct you to pay 100 a week for right now, and then after I come back, I'm probably going to increase it to 150 depending on the circumstance. In the meantime, you go to child support, try to get a reduction. And Ms. Brown, you can file a contempt and you can produce all this evidence in a court that can accept all that documents in a court of law legally the proper way so they determine if he should be held in contempt. If a court finds you in contempt, Mr. Harris, and they believe that you have the ability to pay, then they'll take you into custody. They'll give you a certain amount of time to pay about a substantial amount. If you fail to pay it, then they're going to find you contempt and keep you locked up until you come up with all that money. So that's the consequence if it goes to filing a contempt. All right, case is reset to October 27, sir. I'm expecting a weekly payment of minimally of $100 a week. We'll get started there, and then I'll review the case and reconsider. I'm not reducing your child support order. I'm just getting you back on track to pay a consistent amount. All right, we'll see you guys same time, same place on October 27th. You guys have a good day. You guys are excused from court.